What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael. You know me as Magic Mike the Mechanic, and today we are at the 44th annual Wichita Toy Run. Taking a look up front at the color guard, all the flags that are being flown at the front of the drive. Now this drive takes place, we're starting off in downtown Wichita and we're going to be going up to Hartman Arena, but this is where everybody's meeting up. We're still a little bit early here at this point, but you can still see all of these bikes. I'm always a big fan of these toy runs. You can see people like to go all out decorating their bikes, but just trying to show how many people actually showed up to this event is difficult to grasp. Now, I've never been to a toy run, especially any sort of a motorcycle event this large before. It was a pretty cool experience. Definitely dominated by the Harley Davidson crew. Now, don't get me wrong, I got a lot of love for all types of motorcycles. Harley Davidsons aren't particularly my thing, but coming to these events, it's hard not to be a fan. Every accessory, every type of exhaust, every type of style of motorcycle when it comes to Harley Davidson was here. And these police Harley Davidsons are definitely some beautiful bikes, lots of accessories. It's always cool to see what the cops get to have, everything that they get to interact with in terms of what comes on their bikes and what accessories they get. People were still pulling up all the way to the point of taking off. People were joining up and lining up. There was probably half a mile of motorcycles. I don't know the exact number, but it was definitely in the thousands of motorcycles that showed up here. I've never been to Sturgis, but this is probably as close as I'm gonna get for a while. Rows and rows and rows of Harley Davidsons. Like I said, every accessory, every style, anything you could possibly want for your Harley, somebody's gonna have it on their bike here. We've got these holiday themes. This is a toy run benefiting the Salvation Army Angel Tree program and the Marines Toys for Tots programs. Now, as I was taking a look around, I was looking at, of course, all of the Harley Davidsons, the Indians, the domestic bikes were definitely king here. Plenty of awesome graphics, American flag graphics, all the custom artwork that people have put into it. There was only one other Honda Rebel that I saw at this event. This was a black Rebel 500. This looked like a 2017 or a 2018. I was guessing by the halogen light that it still had installed. But definitely an event dominated by Harley Davidson. Lots of families showed up, lots of riders of all ages and all skill levels. Now, of course, of all the Harley Davidsons, this Indian definitely stuck out to me, and I love the way this bike looks. I love the color on it, and I couldn't help but drool over it for a little while. Of course, you have the Polaris Slingshot crew showing up and showing out all the different accessories and the customizations that people have put on their slingshots, all the paint jobs. Definitely a cool group, a nice group of people. Everything from the soft top accessories to the decorations for the holidays, to the stock vehicles. Even to those slingshots that have been pimped out, like these little gull-wing doors with the big wang on the back. The Slingshot crew definitely showed out and made a little bit of a statement of how big of a group they had this year. Now, there were thousands upon thousands of bikes and trikes, and one of them that stood out to me was this U-Roll bike. Now this is a bike that was originally manufactured in Russia. They started around World War II and they specialized in off-road sidecar motorcycles. It has this opposed twin engine on it, so it sticks out pretty wide, and I just hadn't seen one of these before in the States. But I've heard of this brand, but this was the first time I'd actually seen one in person. But again, everything that was here, Harley-Davidson dominated, which is to be expected. I mean, I'm in the Midwest, definitely the heart of Harley-Davidson country. There's a few sport bikes out here, Kawasaki Ninjas, Gixxers. Lots of motorcycle clubs showed out, so definitely a big turnout for this event. Everything from factory floor models to these custom models that showed up. And of course, the ones that always draw the most attention are some of these custom Harley-Davidsons. Adjustable rear suspension, who needs storage when you can just have more speakers on your bike? But look at the size of these front wheels. I had never seen front wheels this size on these motorcycles before. This was so cool to see in person. These are definitely some show bikes. So a lot of people showed up bringing out their toys. Nothing like a huge front wheel and some custom stereo equipment to really make your Harley stand out. And these paint jobs are just incredible. The finishes are amazing. The detail work just to keep these bikes clean is awesome. These toy runs are definitely a good way to build some support and to bring a little bit of joy and happiness to people this holiday season. I know things have been a little rough all around the world, so it's nice just to be a part of something this big, making a little bit of a difference, one bike at a time, one toy at a time. But eventually, it was time for us to set off. They were letting us go in rows of 2, riding side by side, plenty of space. Now this ended up being more like a parade than anything else. We were rarely reaching speeds of 35 or 40 miles an hour. But it was really cool to see everybody come out, show support for the motorcycle crews here in the Midwest. And next year, I definitely need to dress my bike up a little bit more, do some holiday themes or something for it. I know it's a small bike, but we'll have to show out a little better, being the only single-cylinder Rebel that was out there. Of course, when you hear me start up, you can't hear the bike at all because all you hear are the Harleys with their exhaust next to me. But a little later on at the end of the video, I've got some raw footage of me on my way home where it's just me and the bike on the highway, so you can get an idea of what it sounds like. We're out here going through the streets. It was nice to be a part of this group, nice to have the parade and all the people watching on the sides. It was just such a fun experience. I definitely recommend this next year if you're in the area, if you've got a bike, or even if you don't have a bike. Come out, show a little bit of support, make a donation to these charities, to these contributions, help some kids around the US have a little better holiday this season. As always, a big thank you to the Wichita PD for giving us an escort, shutting down roads to make this a nice, safe riding experience. These are the kind of events I like. No high speeds, no crazy riding, no wheelies, no burnouts, nothing like that. Just a bunch of people wanting to show up to show support for their charities, show support for their local clubs, and you can just see how many motorcyclists showed up to this event. But for now, I'll go ahead and quit talking and let you enjoy the sounds of our drive out to Hartman Arena. once I made it to Hartman Arena, there were so many bikes coming, there were so many bikes behind me that I got a chance to stop and look and see everybody pull in. But then it was time to head inside, make my donation, get a little bit of chili. $5 chili feed was always nice, and just to see the huge crowd of people that showed up, all of their support, definitely making this holiday season a little brighter. But eventually it came time for me to head home. Now, as always, I want to say thank you all very much for watching. I always appreciate your support. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll definitely do some more motorcycle content in the future. This was a fun one. I'm really glad I got to be a part of this. I'll definitely be back next year, and I can't wait to do it again. As always, thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.